I need to just bring what I'm leaving in here, I guess.
But I can see it being
Different,
There we go.
culture shock.
Here you go. We ready? Hey, good evening. I'm gonna call the May 2025 budget meeting to order, even though it's April 29th, 2025. First order of business, Larry Holman, Treasurer's Report. Good evening, Larry.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the court. How are y'all this evening?
Good, how are you?
The financial report for the month of April of 2025, gross sales and use tax for the general fund for April was $460,198.15, or 4.20%, or $20,182.30, less than April of 2024. Year-to-date percentage projected revenue is 104.68. Rebates total 72,303.01, and audits total 2,576.96 for a net total of 69,726.05. And the 5-year average of rebates and refunds is 77,790.37. And of course, this money is taken out of our sales tax for the distribution to the cities and to Polk County. And if you'll turn to page 2, you'll see where we stand in year-to-date total on the right-hand column for gross sales tax collected for this year compared to last year so far. And then if you want to turn to the very last page, you can see the funds available. You're going to have some requests tonight for some appropriations. So you can see the available funds and the various funds, all the funds available for the month of April. And then I'm going to get to an item that you haven't seen in a good while, but if you'll look at the very second page from the last, I'll give you a copy of the state statute and everything that's going to relate to the unclaimed property that I'm going to bring to your attention on the report on the front page shortly. But this is the state statute you can look at for that. So, prisoner care revenue for the month of March was $212,492.00. And year-to-date percent of projected revenue is 101.10%. Office of Arkansas Lottery, the total sales for Polk County for the month of March, you can see what that is and then compare it to 2024, and the total sales in the state of Arkansas for the month of March and what it is compared to 2024. We got reimbursement State Board of Elections, $14,111.45, and that's for the primary runoff in 2024. We're just now getting around to getting our money, but we did receive it. So, and Dale got a couple of grants from Mercy Hospital for a total of $8,696.91 for the Polk County EMS, and Dale got those for reimbursement. Commissioner of State Lands, $104,354.17. We get this periodically. It's not always in April. We'll get 1 or 2 reimbursements back from the state. And what this is, and the only reason I brought it to your attention, because last year we got $13,000. We hardly ever get a whole lot of money, but we do get some. But since this is a 6-figure number, I felt like y'all need to know that. But what this is property that went delinquent. Jennifer held it for a year. Then she's turned it over to the State Land Commissioner, and then they held it for 3 years. They're trying to find these people to give them a chance to pay their taxes. And then after 3 years, the State Land Commissioner, or 4 years out that they're delinquent, it amounted to over $104,000. And this is for people in Polk County. They live here. They owe taxes here. They didn't pay their taxes. So they end up getting it paid, and this is surplus money above the taxes. So most likely, and Blake may know more about this than I do, but like if you had a home, you owed your property tax, they paid it, and then if a bank had a mortgage, they're there to collect their money, so they're bidding on that piece of property, then it ends up bringing more than that. So all these accumulation of all these pieces of property, and County General Benefit Fund, $104,000. Percent of projected revenue for the general fund is 103.46. The road fund is 102.73. The library fund is 105.00. 911 is 102.58. And EMS is 104.02.
Thank you, Larry.
Yes, sir.
Any questions for Larry?
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. All right, first item of business under request for funds, Tax Collectors Department, Jennifer Hayden. Good evening, Jennifer.
I'm just asking for automation money to paint my office and redo the carpet. Looks pretty rough,
Okay.
my walls, so.
Consider it full court. Second. Second.
Sparks, Ivy. Any questions for Jennifer? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Item number 2, Road Department, Honorable Ben Cross.
Good evening. These two items are both connected to maintenance projects. So the first one is a grant that the county received, and it's one of those grants where we have to use it, show our expenditures, submit it, and get refunded. So we're asking for this out of the county's road fund to go into the asphalt. That will in turn be used to pave 2 miles of Twin Dykes Road under a grant project with the Arkansas Game and Fish through the Marine Fuel Tax Program. So that's part one, that's the 23627. The 14126 is the information I sent you out last week about resealing the parking lot of the courthouse with a polymer overseal and restriping the courthouse parking lot to help preserve before it crumbles any further.
Motion.
Second.
Having a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Ben, at the meeting on Thursday, could you go into some detail on this polymer, or whatever you call it, polymer seal?
You know, if you want to see examples of it that we've already utilized, RDOT is using it on all the bridges and overpasses. So if you go across the Weir Road overpass, it's the same treatment. If you want to see where the county's used it, Pleasant View Road, all the way up to Granny Gap Road, we've used it on several bridge decks. And so it's a polymer sealant that is proprietary. There's only one provider in the entire state that does it. But what it will do is it will protect the longevity of the courthouse parking lot, because there's several places out here that a few more winters of freezing and thawing are going to just result in more repair. So
Isn't that kind of like bed liner materials?
yeah, it's bed liner for roads.
Yeah.
How thick is this product?
I don't know how many millimeters it is, but it's
It's just-
like,
It's pretty
is it
tough.
just a liquid that's pretty thin, or?
no, it's about a 3-part process, because they put down a base and then they put down some texture to it, and then they put down a sealant, and it goes through a chemical reaction that hardens it, and then that's why we'd have to do it over a long weekend here so that it has time to cure, and then they'll come back and stripe the parking lot. So.
It's a whole lot like the epoxy sealer that they use on industrial buildings.
Ronnie,
I'm
speaking to
sorry.
your mic, brother.
Isn't that, it's about the same thing as what they use in industrial buildings, isn't it? That epoxy sealer
Yes,
that
but
we
more,
use?
I mean, they've done, if you'll notice, going to Fayetteville, they've done all the bridges
Yeah.
and overpasses on
Yeah.
49.
Yeah, I stopped and looked at the one out there on,
Pleasant View.
Pleasant View today.
Yeah.
I guess it would add to the life of the parking lot.
It will keep us from having, it's gonna seal the parking lot. So obviously, the problem now is freezing and thawing, water gets under it, everything drains to the center out here, so it will give us a sealant so that water can't penetrate and cause the concrete to bust up further.
It's not good on asphalt.
Do what, sir?
Can you do it over asphalt?
Not that I know of.
No.
I've only seen them use it on concrete. It's a concrete application.
Thank you, Judge. Item number 3, EMS, Ben Cross.
This is the money from the sale of the 2 buildings that we talked about for the last 3 years. This day would come, so here we are. And this is what will be needed to finish out the EMS construction. Not to be confused with the initial appropriation that was done in 2022. That was the out of the ARP money. So I think matter of fact, I even referenced the emails I've been sending y'all. I think every workshop and quorum court and every budget cycle, because this is where it's went through 3 different budget cycles now, we always knew we would have to use the sale of the road and the EMS current EMS department to finish these projects. So this is what will be required to finish the project.
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Judge. On transfer of funds, Pots in Department, Judge Cross.
This is the, just moving in the correct line item to pay out the contractors that placed the new roof on the office at Potts Inn. And it's just to correct the, again, it was non-contracted, he put a new roof on, so we needed to pay it out of the proper line item. The money's already appropriated.
Entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5, Sheriff's Department, St. Jones. Blake Wilson.
Yes, sir. No new money. This is moving money from one line item to another line item. The $7,000 is going to be used to buy practice ammunition for the year for the Sheriff's Department. And the $6,800 is going to be used to buy equipment to go in some of the new cars.
Any questions for Blake? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second, Will
Have
Banks.
a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Blake.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any other business? Judge Cross?
Just to give you an update, we've held numerous town hall meetings, and we're having another one this Thursday at the Senior Activity Center at 6:30. It'll be immediately following the quorum court meeting here. And so we've had great turnout. We had one at Pottsville last night that was well attended. Atkins, we had another one at the Senior Activity Center. We had one at Westside Church of Christ, well attended. So just to let you know, pass the word, if there's any more discussion, they're all open to the public. We encourage everybody to come out, and we've had good participation. Second to that, is there anybody who would like to leave here tonight and go tour the ambulance service?
Yes.
I believe I would.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so just when we get done here in a minute, let me go shut down my computer and I'll meet you out there. Turn on Reasoner Lane, past the fire department, and then park on the back side there.
Okay.
And we'll go out there and
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
walk through it.
I've been wanting to see it. Thank you. Thank you.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Ready to go.
Is that loud enough for you?
I didn't get to go see it.
Meeting adjourned. Showing that
I've
it's
been wanting to see it.
So I tried to.
5:42.
It means a lot.
Oh, does he?